Hi, welcome to my video on solving linear word problems with a single variable. And this is practice number 1, B, part B in the first series of practice. Harry is 20 years younger than Susan. The sum of their ages is 80. Find their ages. So, we have Harry and Susan, so Harry is defined in terms of Susan, so I'm going to let X be Susan's age. Harry is 20 years younger, so I'm going to let 20 years younger means subtract. X minus 20 be Harry's age. So the first sentence defines the relationship of each in terms of X, so it's X and X minus 20. The sum of their ages is 80. So if you add up X, add on X minus 20 is 80. So the sum of their age is 80. Now we'll solve the equation. So 2x minus 20 equals 80. So 2x equals 80 plus 20. 2x is 100. Divide by 2. X equals 50. So that's x. So 20 minus x. So x minus 20. X minus 20 is 50. Minus 20 is 30. So X is Susan's age. So Susan's age is 50 years. And Harry's age is 30 years. So let's just check. Harry is 20 years younger, so 50 minus 20 is 30. And the sum of their ages is 80. So 50 plus 30 is 80. So that's the first problem done on ages. So let's do another one with ages. But I want to do this one because the first one was the present age. So let's look at years ago or in so many years. Number 2. The age of the father is triple his son's age. 6 years ago, the father was 5 times older than his son. Find their present ages. Well, when I do these problems, what I like to do is draw a grid or a box like this. And it makes it easier to do. And so I break it up into several parts. And I have, let's see, this is what I'm used to doing. Hopefully you did that when you practiced your word problems. So we have the person, and we said we have the present age. So let's put the present age in these boxes, present age, and we also have 6 years. I'm spelling ages now. Y 6 years ago. Sorry for that little mistake there. We're going to spell ages 6 years, YRS. So, the age of the father is triple the son. So let's put, again, the son is second. I always like to put the son in first. So the father is in relation to the son. So if the son is X years old, the age of the father is triple the son, so the father is triple the son, so it's X and 3X. 6 years ago, subtract 6, so that's the present age of the son is X, so subtract 6. Present age of the father is 3X, so it's 3X, subtract 6. So that's lining it all up, get it ready. Now, 6 years ago, the father was 5 times as old as his son. So this is 6 years ago. So the father is 3x subtract 6, was 5 times older than his son. So 5 times older than the son. So it's all in relation to this equation is in relation to 6 years ago, which is these two expressions. So we simplify this equation. 5 times x minus 6, 5x minus 30. So we have 3x, x is on the left, 5x becomes negative 5x, minus 30, minus 6 moves over to become a plus 6. So negative 2x equals negative 24. Divide by negative 2, and we get x is equal to 12. So we have 3x, so 3 times 12 is 36. So that means x, the son's age, is 12, and the father's age is 36, because we want the present ages. Notice now we have defined everything in this chart here and solved it all out, and we made the final statement. So let's check. The father is 3 times older than the son, so 3 times 12 is 36. 6 years ago. So 6 years ago, this is the son. Son's age 6 years ago. 12 minus 6 is 6. The father's age 6 years ago is 36 minus 6, which is 30. And notice that the father is 5 times older than the son, so 6 times 5 makes 30. So we checked it all out. Number 3, 2 cars traveled 830 miles. Car B is 10 miles per hour faster than car A. Car A drove for 8 hours. Car B drove for 3 less hours than car A. Find the speed of each car. So when I do this one, I also set it up in the form of a chart. Makes it easier than writing everything out. So let's set this one up in the form of a chart like I did with the ages. So we have, let's see, we have distance. We got find the speed of each car. So we have the distance equals rate times time. So what I have here is, let's draw this. We have the cars, A and B. We have rate of the cars. We have the time. Oh, I can't spell right. The time of the cars, and we have the distance that the cars are traveling. So it says car B is 10 miles an hour faster than car A. So if car A is traveling X, the rate is X. Car B is 10 faster, so that's X plus 10. Again, car A is X and car B is 10 miles an hour faster. Car A drove for 8 hours, so car A drove for 8 hours. Car B drove for 3 hours less, so 8 minus 3 is 5. And as a result, we have the distance. Distance is rate times time, so let's put the number first, time times rate, so it's 8 times x, and it's 5 times x plus 10. So that's the distance traveled for car A, and that's the distance traveled for car B. And it says the total distance is 830. So the total distance is, we take 8x and add on 5 times x plus 10, and that makes 830 miles. So let's simplify this equation, 8x. We multiply these two, so 5 times x, 5 times 10. And we want to solve this equation, so we get 13x plus 50 equals 830. So I simplified the left side. Now we move the 50 over, because this is a number. So it goes on the left, sorry, it goes on the right. So 50 moves over to become minus 50. So we get 13x is 700, and that's 700. 130 minus 50 is 780. Now we divide by 13. Again, you can divide the long way or use your calculator, and we have 13 into 780 goes 60. You can do it the long way, or you can do it with a calculator. Most students would use the calculator. Now notice we're asked to find the speed, so x is speed, so x plus 10 is 60 plus 10. So x is car A, so the speed of car A is 60, and that's miles per hour, and the speed of car B is 70 miles per hour. And we want to check it. So it says car B is faster, so if you take 60 and add on 10, you get car B is 60. Car A is 60, 10 more is car B is 70. Now we want to check to see the distance. So car A is going for 8 hours, so that's 8 times 60. If I can write it down right. 8 times 60 is 480. And car B is going for 5. That's 70 miles per hour. So that's 350. So again, 8 hours times 60 miles per hour is 480, and 5 hours going at 70 is 350. Add it up, and you get 830. So again, checked it out to make sure the answers were correct. And the final word problem is pertaining to a deposit interest. So the interest in a bank, okay, let's read it out first before I get ahead of myself. Deposits are made into a 4% and a 3% bank accounts. 2,000 more is deposited into the 4% account than the 3% account. Interest earned from both accounts for 1 year is $360. Find the amount deposited into each account. So, again, I like to do these, again, in terms of using the box. Makes it easier to write it down. So we got the accounts, we got the amount, and we got the interest. So what we have is let's go with the accounts. So we got 3% and we got 4%. And we have the amounts, and we have the interest in each of those accounts. So here we go. And we have the total interest. The total interest is $360. So the amount deposits were made into the 4% and the 3%. So we got 3% and 4%. 2,000 more deposited into 4% into 3%. So if you let the 3% be X, the 4% is 2,000 more, so it's X plus 2,000. And the interest earned was 360. But the interest earned, what we have is principal equals rate. Interest, interest is principal times rate times time. So the interest, the time is 1 year. So we have X, 3% at X dollars for 1 year is 3% times X. And we have the rate, 4% times X plus 2,000. So it's 4% is X plus 2,000. So the interest we have, interest equals rate so the interest is principal. Principal is x times the rate, and times 1 gives you this. And we have the principal is x plus 2,000 times 4%, times 1 gives you this. So this is the interest, so we put the two of them together. So 3% plus 4% times x plus 2,000. And this interest adds up to 360. So let's do a bit of math on this to work this out. So we change the percent to a decimal. So 3% is decimal 0.03. And 4% is decimal 0.04. So I change percent to a decimal. Again, 3% is out of 100, so it's, you move the decimal. So 3% is the decimals here, so you move it 2 places to the left. So you go 2 places, 1, 2 to get decimal 3, decimal 0.3. Now let's simplify this equation, solve it for x. So decimal 0.3x, decimal 0.4 times x, and decimal 0.4 times 2,000 gives us 80. Again, use a calculator. 2,000 times decimal 0.4. You move the decimal. You use a calculator, or you multiply by 4. 4 times 2 is 80. And 2 decimal places moves it to here. So 4 times 20 is 80. Or you can use your calculator. So now we add up the x's. Decimal 0.7x equals 360 minus 80. Decimal 0.7x equals, and that works out to be 280. So decimal 0.7 divided into each, x equals, and again when you use a calculator to work this out, you will get 4,000. Now I could divide that just to show you the decimals working like this. So the decimals, decimal 0.7, and 280 is decimal on the right, so move the decimal 2 places here and move it 2 places here. So there it is. Now 7 into 28 is 4. 4 7s is 28. So you bring down your 0. 7 into 0 gives you 0. Bring down another 0. 7 into this 0 gives you 0. Bring down another 0. 7 into this 0 is 0. So that's the long way to work it out if you want to practice it, but the calculator does a good job. And we have x plus 2,000. So x is 4,000 plus 2,000 gives us 6,000. And this is dollars. So we have x is the 3%. So the amount in the 3% is $4,000. And the amount in the 4% is 2,000 more, 6,000. So 2,000 more, that checks. And so let's check it out. It's the 3% on the 4,000. Again, that's decimal 0.3 on the 4,000. So that gives us, again, if you multiply that out, it gives you 120. And you got 4% on the 6,000. So decimal 0.4 times 6,000. And it gives you 4 6s are 24. 240. Again, you can do, I just multiply that out for you, just to show. So this is the multiplication. So it's a long way, but a calculator. 3 times 4,000 is 0.0034 to 12. And when you multiply by 0, you can put all the 0 times each of these, but you don't have to. And then 0.0012. And we got 2 decimal places here, so there's the decimal. 1, 2, so it moves to there. So we got 120. I just checked the multiplication there the long way, but again, the calculator does it very easily. And when you add that up, you get $360. So it all checks out. So that's a review of the word problems in that unit on solving linear equation with a single variable. And again, if you like my video, click on the like button, subscribe button. And I thank you for viewing my video, and I hope the video helped you. Bye-bye.